Hello Earth persons. This is a safety warning. Remember to always follow all the rules of the Earth and to operate your vehicle properly. Grifting is only legal on grifting legal places. The lessons we are learning should only be used when grifting and not when normal Earth driving. If you are unsure, contact your Space Transportation Committee and ask them for reprogramming your brain. The rules of grifting are different from Earth driving. If you get confused, stop watching and don't grift. Thank you Internet. Respect yourselves, the grift and others. Bye bye. Hello my interfriends of the interwebs, I hope you are having a great interday. It is me Sylvari the Dark Elf. My interfriends, I am so excited, so many nice things happened to me. As some of you might know, my computer book is broken. I cannot use the computer book's voice box. That is how I met Mr. David from textspeech.net. He has been helping me a lot. But recently my computer book screen has been showing many colors and lines. I do not know what it means, but the screen is not so clear anymore. When the other day I went on the YouTubings, I saw many Earth vehicles going very fast. The wheels very spinning so fast they looked like they might explode. Steam was coming out from them. Mr. David explained they were burning rubber. Why would you burn that? I asked myself. I did not know. Your food will not taste nice if you cook it on burning rubber. But I looked at many of the YouTubings of the grifters. That is what they are called, or so said my broken computer book screen. The grifters were grifting so fast many times I thought they were going to die. But with their grifting they would go around the bends without dying. Amazing. It looked like so much fun. My interfriends of the interwebs, I have a story to share from when I was in the big school back at home. I did not know it then, but I was also a grifter. As some of you know, when I was in big school, the older boys from the school told me I was their little sister and that they would protect me. When the time came for me to get my space license, I asked my best friends to help teach me. When one day I was riding around with Galalni, I got confused and pushed the wrong actuator. His vehicle hit a tree and was broken. I cried so much I had broken his precious small child vehicle. But my interfriends, he was so nice to me. He told me there was something wrong with the vehicle, that was why I crashed. Phew, I was so relieved. After that, many of my best friends helped me learn to get my space license. Internet, my heart is sore. I failed so many times and cried every time. But my best friends were there for me. They were so nice. Some elves at the big school started calling me the Queen of Disaster. I was so glad I hadn't ever been a queen or a royal person. But there were many disasters. Luckily I was there to spot them. Every time I crashed and started crying, my big brothers would tell me the engines were not aligned or the plasma couplings were not connected correctly. That was why we crashed. I became very worried. All my big brother's space vehicles had problems. I had crashed in everyone. How was that possible? I did not know. But I was worried about my big brothers. Luckily I was there with them. Every time something happened I could use the medicine bag if they got hurt. But what if I was not there and they did not find the fault? I started a space vehicle safety campaign and learned of the many things that caused accidents. I told my big brothers to not stay too late at the parties and not to drink so much from their drink containers. They should also not go through too many clouds and always put on their light projectors. I also inspected their vehicles before they could leave from school to make sure everything was on correctly. They were very happy about this. I was so glad. But my interfriends, not long after that a wonderful thing happened. I got my space vehicle license. After that all my big brother's space vehicles stopped crashing. My inspections were working. But something bad happened to me. I was operating my space vehicle when I hit the wrong actuator. I had crashed into the commander's home block. That was before he was my boss. He called the central control building and they took my license away. I could not operate a vehicle again. I was sad, but my big brothers were there to help me, so I did not cry. Thank you Internet for listening to my story. I feel so much better. What was I saying again? Sylvari, you were talking about the racers. I remember now. Thank you Mr. David. My interfriends, as I said, I was also a grifter. I was always flying so fast, but I stopped my grifts because of the crashing broken space vehicles. When I was watching the YouTubings of the grifters, I had a smart idea. What if we all learned to grift together? Space vehicles do not work like Earth vehicles. So even though I have much more experience in space grifting, I don't know about Earth grifting. Recently I found one of those video game. I was so glad, but was better was inside the box of this Turismo, that is Grand number 2. Was a small burnt book and it told you how to grift. Interfriends, let us start together and learn all about grifting. My interfriends of the interwebs, before we can learn to grift we must first learn the basics of the 5 types of Earth drivings. What I mean by the drivings is the parts where the power comes from to move the vehicle. If you are asking yourself why there are different drives, I also want to know. Why not only make one drive, then everyone can learn to grift together? It would be easy then. Let us continue the lesson. As you can see on this picture, there are 5 types of drives. They are the FWD, RWD, MRD, 4WD and 3WD. Not all of them are great drives. Let me explain. The FWD is where the front wheels drive. This drive is not smart. Why do only the front wheels move? I do not know. The next is RWD, where only the rear wheels drive. Why can only 2 move? What about the front ones? The next one is MRD. This one is the second not nice one. The back wheels drive but not the front ones. The Earth persons put the space engine in the middle to lift the front wheels so that they can drive better. Why not make them all move? I do not know. The next one is 4WD. This one has all the wheels driving. Why not make all the cars drive with 4 wheels? This is the best driving. Lastly is the least nicest one, the 3WD. This one only has 3 wheels. What is worse, that out of the 3 wheels only 2 are driving? Why do that? You will crash. On some of them the 1 wheel is the only one that has the drive. Please my interfriends, forgive me. But these 3WD are only for people who are not smart. Please Internet, do not waste your credits on not nice things. Save it for when you want to buy a nice thing. That is all the car drives there are. Next we will discuss each one. This is a picture of a front wheel driving car. even though it looks like any other vehicle. Only the front wheels move. Why make it like that? Why can you not make all four drive? What is worse, my interfriends, look at the back of the vehicle. When I first saw it I was shocked. They made a wing for the back wheels to fly so that they wouldn't touch the ground. Unbelievable. How many credits did that cost? Why not make this car a 4WD? You could save all that money. My interfriends, what I read in this burnt book from the Turismo, that is Grand Number 2 Games box, is that when you drive very fast in these FWD vehicles, there is a lot of weight on the front wheels because of the engine and all the other car parts. That is why the wheels don't want to turn nice. The wheels start understeering. What does she mean by understeering, you might ask yourselves? That is a good question to ask. Because I am a good space grifter, you do not have to worry. It only means you are steering with your hands on the bottom of the steering wheel. If you put your hands on the top or on both sides, you will be fine. You will not crash. Remember this, don't oversteer or understeer, just right steer. Then you will not crash and you will be a good grifter. What is oversteering, you might ask? Let us go to the next slide, I will tell you. This car is a rear-wheel driving car. The rear wheels move. The front ones do not. When you drive very fast in these types of cars, they start oversteering. Just as I said with the FWD cars, you only have to put your hands on the bottom part of the steering wheel. Then you will not be oversteering anymore, you will be understeering. That will stop you from crashing. But to be the safest, put both your hands on both sides of the steering wheel. Then you will be equal steering. That is the best way to steer. That way when the car starts grifting you can control it. Remember again, don't oversteer or understeer, only correct steer. Let us see the next drive. This vehicle is middle rear drive car. This is the second least nice drive. Please be careful. This car drive is not balanced. If you ride too fast you will crash. As with RWD drive, if you are oversteering, put your hands on the bottom part of the steering wheel, then you will be understeering. But to be the safest, put both hands on the sides of the steering wheel, then you can correct steer. Next is the best vehicle driving. This drive is called the four-wheel driving. All four wheels can drive. It is the best drive, all the wheels are turning. As you can see here, the 4WD has its not nice things. The 4WD weighs a lot more than the other drives. That is why this earth person is using his manpad with the rope to give the 4WD more power to ride out of the dirt. This drive also understeers because of all the weight of the car parts on the wheels. When you are understeering, put your hands on the top parts of the steering wheel, then you won't do that anymore. Remember, don't understeer or oversteer, only correct steer, then all of your grifting will be great. The next one is the least nice drive. This is called three-wheeled drive. This drive is terrible. If you drive this car you will die. The internet said this car can oversteer and understeer. Where will you put your hands to stop it from crashing? Even putting your hands on the sides, it will not help. The one wheel can only be driven so much. Please, my interfriends of the interwebs, do not waste your credits on this drive. You will look like a not smart person. Everyone will laugh at you. I also lost my space license, so I also know it is not nice to walk everywhere. But save your credits to buy a 4WD car, that way you can be a great grifter. Do not ride in this vehicle. It is dangerous. You will crash and I will not be there with the medicine bag. Please be careful. That is all I have for you today, my interfriends of the interwebs. We have gone over all the types of drives. Next time we learn about grifting we can learn more difficult things. Because we are now finished with the very easy things. Please, my interfriends, always be careful when grifting. Remember, you cannot grift on the normal roads. It is against the rules. Only grift where grifting is allowed. If you are unsure or don't have a vehicle, you can play one of these driving simulations of the video games. There you can grift without having to die if you crash too hard. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. Sylvari. Yes. Mr. David. Nothing that you said was true. Mr. David, I am not a liar. I know Sylvari. Mr. David, can you ask them please? Yes. I will, Sylvari. Hello internet, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye. Thank you Mr. David. Goodbye. Are you angry with me, Sylvari? Yes. I am. I am not a liar. Sylvari, please forgive me. You don't understand all the earth ways. I will have to explain this to you. I understand, thank you Mr. David. Sylvari, please talk to them again. Mr. David. I have to tell them some things. Alright Mr. David. Hello, I'm David from textspeech.net. Please internet, forget what you learned about grifting. Sylvari is a dark elf, she doesn't understand earth customs. If you operate a vehicle like she explained, you will be involved in an accident. Please follow all the rules of the roads. Always wear your seat belt. Keep both your hands on the steering wheel and respect the speed limit. Here Sylvari, greet them. Alright Mr. David. Thank you internet, I still have a lot to learn. Let us become safe and great grifters together. Bye bye. Thank you Mr. David, goodbye. Goodbye Sylvari.